we are going into the game in just a few seconds. We're actually ready to go right now. So here we are on Abyssal City, our second map in this winners match at the IronSquid tournament, Group B. I'm Caldo, with me is Wolf, and starting to the right side of the map in blue this time is our Protoss player. He's starting for the Prime team. He's already in a 1-0 lead in the best of 3. It is Creator.
Yep, just one game away from getting out of the group. His opponent for the team StarTale, formerly of Zenex, it's Life.
Yeah, a StarTale player here with an early loss on game number 1, and a lot of people thought that he would be the one who comes out ahead of the group. We're gonna find out if that's still the case. Well, of course, now he's down a game, but if he's able to win not only on Abyssal City but on the next map, he's gonna be fine. The thing is, though, Abyssal City is a map that is not the best for Protoss when they are up against Zerg. Most of them actually try to go for the Immortal push because they say, I'm not really happy with this map in the late game. I want to hit the timing because if I don't do that, I will probably lose later on.
Yeah, very true. It's tough to play late game on this map.
Yeah, especially with the third base.
Mastlings, very difficult to deal with that type of style.
That's exactly the style that we see from most Zerg players. Of course, the late game transition would be into Broodlords, but the Muta-Ling style on a map like Abyssal City is just so strong. You can take the third base with the Zerglings, Mutalisks in the main base. You have to fight at so many fronts. It's just such a big problem for you to split your forces well and do enough damage at both 4 fronts. But right now, maybe we'll see Creator go for the expansion, for the third base regardless.
Entirely possible. That style we saw last game that Life couldn't really quite flesh out is one that could be very effective on this map.
What I really liked about the last game was 2 things. I liked Life's original idea where he was like, okay, well, I cancel my Infestation Pit, I go into Aspire because of what he saw. It turned out to be the wrong choice, but still I like that he has the flexibility to adjust his build if he thinks his opponent is changing things up. And for Creator, it's basically the same thing. I love the flexibility of both of them. Creator trying to go for the third base, and he got it, but then he realized, wait a second, if I actually just attack him now, he cannot have anything against my composition. He can't have Infestors out. That's impossible for him. With a late third base, he won't have the gas.
Exactly, and that's what we saw. By the way, a very fast third here, even before the 330 mark from Life.
Very early 30.
Works out for this map. I feel it's a pretty smart choice.
Yeah, and now Life is playing a bit more of the standard style. As mentioned on the first map on Ohana, he started with a 2-base play and a fast attack into third base, which is usually a little bit safer if you are afraid that your opponent is going for a 2-base timing. And let's be honest about it, Ohana is an awesome map for a 2-base timing attack.
Yeah, it's one of the best maps.
Yeah, the options that you have on Ohana for a Protoss player are just great. You can go into the third as well, just a bit of a wall, and you are completely fine. It's very similar to Entombed W. And now for our Protoss to the top right, of course, the Cybernetics core. Then we're going to find out what exactly the tech choice here is going to be. And on this map, we've seen so many different builds. If you don't go for an Immortal push, we've seen Void Ray play. I actually really liked what Jungwir did against Giant on this map with the Void Rays and then the warp in onto the high ground. That really worked so well for him. If you're able to sneak these additional pylons in and your opponent doesn't scout it, then suddenly he has units in his main base and he's like, oh, what am I going to do here?
I feel like not enough people are even trying that build these days. It's a build that I think works really well on this map, and it's hard to get away with getting that pylon up to the north because there's a long rush distance and you're probably going to be spotted on your way there. But if you can hide it well, I think that could be a very strong strategy because this map is so tough for process. I feel too many people are trying to actually take a third base on this map.
Yeah. I feel, the game that always comes to mind when I see this is when we had Parting up against DRG on this map. And Parting, yeah, he is the one who has like the best Immortal push out there, but he executed this build on 2 bases so well against DRG, and with so much caution and just delayed his attack a little bit because he waited for the right moment to attack, and he did it so well. If as a Protoss player you are facing a Zerg here, especially with the problems that you have in the late game, I feel a 2-base timing is the way to go.
Absolutely, and there's the robotics facility. As soon as it is done, he should start an Immortal with the amount of resources he has. I think that's exactly what we're going to see. It's done, and there's the Immortal, Chrono boosted even.
Yeah, goes for the Chrono boost here, and let's see how Life is going to deal with it. He knows that there's a high probability that Creator will go for 2-base timing attacks. You can actually already see them with the Zerglings in position. And this Zergling is here for a very, very simple reason. You want to see the Warp Prism. And a lot of Protoss players are trying to sneak the Warp Prism down at the bottom. I cannot even count how many Warp Prisms were scouted by this one
Yeah.
Zergling.
You can also scout Phoenixes, for example, if your opponent's doing something weird
Yep,
like that.
true.
Not really common on this map, but you always want to see if something's flying out of there. You won't be able to see an observer, but you probably wouldn't see an observer in this situation anyways.
Yeah, maybe if you expect it and look at it, but usually that doesn't really happen.
That Zerling knows all the observer timings, man. He's been trained.
Yeah.
He's been trained to spot those invisible units.
I definitely, yeah, exactly. Creator, on the other hand, he's the one who always kind of maneuvers his observers in the worst positions ever.
Yeah, maybe
Oh.
against Creator, his observers just aren't even cloaked.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me
It
at all.
seems that way sometimes.
Yeah, every single time I've seen with a lot of observers, they get killed, sniped off one by one. But look at all these gates. This is going to be the immortal push.
This is certainly the immortal push, and it's unscouted so far. Very aggressive move out here by Life with no speed. He's got to be careful. Oh, he's baited in here a little bit. He wants to scout, but actually a lot of force fields being used there.
Yeah, he traps a few of the Zerglings in the end, but at the beginning it really looked like Life was able to get out with all of them. I don't really think we're going to see a third base. I mean, Creator walks to the top right now, but
I think he wants to fake it, and the Warp Prism's coming out now.
With the Warp Prism, there's no way he's not going to attack. And now he moves out. Let's have a quick look at the harvest account for Life. That's, of course, really important. Yeah, 56, playing it a little bit
He already
low.
has 19 roaches as well, with 9 more on the way. He's got roach speed finishing up. He probably won't have +1, but with roach speed and that many roaches,
you will really see that he expected this to happen.
Yeah, and the creep spread as well that he has is really going to allow him to easily hold this, I feel.
He doesn't cut any corners whatsoever with this. Even walks across the map with a few roaches that are trying to attack right now. If you try to go in here with Zerglings, that doesn't really work. But if there's roaches, that's a different story.
Yeah, and now Creator has to make a choice: keep going or turn around. If he doesn't turn around, then there's no way he's going to be able to hold this attack. But if he turns around, then he won't be able to get back in time, really. So now he's in an awkward position where he's kind of in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Oh, and the core.
Bye Cybernetic Squad. This is it for the Stalks and the Sentries. From here on out, only Zealots. And Creator still didn't start his attack at the bottom left.
Yeah, he's so delayed here. Now it begins, and Immortals are being targeted. He does not have the Warp Prism picking them up.
Those force fields were actually really, really bad for Creator. They didn't work in his favor at all. He was a bit too late, and then the roaches are in. Take down Immortal number 1. Creator already down to 85 supply and Life. He still has units at his opponent's natural, picking off one probe after.
Creator lost too much. He doesn't have the economy to continue to produce here. The drones come off. This is pretty scary for Life. As long as he holds us, he wins the game. Sentry's being pulled back here. Decent force fields, but the army is too big. It completely surrounds Creator. There's nowhere to run.
Yeah, and now you can, of course, immediately go for a Zergling follow-up, which you might not even need here. Nice micro with the Warpers, but it's just not enough. The 2 Immortals here do a lot of damage, but there is nothing left except for the Sentries at this point. This is gonna be game. This is Life just forcing game number 3.
GG. And we will have that exciting third game now.